Bark for me, right now. Good girl and boy. Everyone bark for me, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like that. Sexy. Sexy.
There has been a situation, a huge situation happening, okay, with this new up-and-coming artist, singer, songwriter, I'm pretty sure for the most part on his songs, called Sombr. If you haven't heard of him, I wouldn't really blame you. I only heard of him like a couple months ago because he has that huge song on TikTok, Back to Friends, but you've probably maybe seen his face before on social media. 58 million monthly listeners, but most recently, it seems like he's getting called out for his weird behavior, weird and creepy behavior in his concerts. There's kind of no other way to explain this to you aside from just first showing you the way he engages with his audience at his concerts.
Bark for me, right now. Good girl and boy. Wait for the...
Okay. Dude, asking your audience, bark for me, please bark for me, and then they respond back in doing it. And then the main critique here, as we're going to get into, is that his audience is full of underage people. And of course, you know, you should be able to present yourself however you want, given your art. And as an artist, you should be able to express yourself however you want. But if you simultaneously know that your audience is full of underage people and you actively engage with them in an inappropriate way like this, I think that reaches the bar where it's creepy behavior at that point. Even if he didn't intend on it being creepy, it is still 100% worthy of a thing to bring up.
Bark for me, right now.
Because it's one thing, and what we're going to get into, there's some clips that people bring up that I don't think are as big of a critique, because he can engage with his art however he wants. If he wants to be hypersexual, very inappropriate with his art, that's all fine. That's cool. That's fair game. But it becomes a problem once he starts engaging with that same underage audience. That's basically the issue. Artists 100% need to make their concerts 18 plus if they're going to choose to act like this. Yeah, if you're choosing to act like this, I think that's probably true.
Be a parent. Well, I haven't been a parent. I'm still daddy though, but I know it.
Oh my god. Okay. And ignoring the level of cringe, because believe me, there's a level of cringe to this, you know, unforeseen before, but you know, even ignoring that factor, it's just weird and creepy. And someone actually had a negative experience at one of his concerts and made a TikTok that went viral complaining about this, which was this girl right here that he actually responded to. And a lot of people are not happy with his response right now.
First 2 minutes he's on stage, he makes a 6-7 joke. I'm not even kidding you. And all the tweens, immediate buyer's remorse.
6-7 joke.
Do we have the 6-7 joke? Where's the 6-7 joke in question?
6-7.
Okay, that's brutal. That's kind of brutal. Starting off your concert that way? You know, to be fair though, I mean, this guy is like what? Like 20, 21 years old. Like he's, you know, an online younger person as well. So this is more of just a funny side of the critique and situation. This isn't as big of a deal, of course, but it is kind of funny to mention. I feel secondhand embarrassment. Yeah, it is. You could say it's embarrassing, but at a certain point, you know, there's a lot of like cringy artists out there. That isn't as big of a deal. It's only about the inappropriate stuff, you know. No, if I started a show, I was playing that way, I'd never live it down.
Like, I left early. I didn't even hear my favorite music. He proceeds to make a bunch of niche meme references for like the 12 to 16-year-old age range group. And I only understand them because I'm chronically online, but every other adult in the room, including my boyfriend, is like, why is he speaking in tongue? Like, what is he saying right now? Just ridiculous to hear out loud. Like, it was like brain rot on stage. 30 minutes in, he's dating.
Your Big Chungus at my live concert. 6'7" Sigma, Big Chungus. This would be jarring as hell.
30 minutes in, he cuts all the music and he's like, we're now gonna have the Sombr dating show. Raise your hand and come on up on stage if you want to call your toxic ex. Make sure it's toxic and make sure there's somebody who's gonna pick up.
Man, okay. Again, this is a lesser critique, but why do artists do this? Like, they have like these little like skits involved into their concerts. Man, that sounds unbelievably cringe. Of course, you know, again, not the biggest deal, but bringing up random people in the audience to call your ex, like, oh my gosh, man.
He would make like super niche references to like 13-year-olds, but then he would also say like super vulgar stuff about like getting his dick sucked, and it was like, So you know your audience is clearly 13, yet here you are. Okay.
Super neat. Okay, the thing is, the only thing that I'm confused so far about this video is like, what do you mean by super niche references to 13-year-olds? I feel like this girl is hamming it on a little bit too strong, where even though there are fair things that we're going to go over with Sombr that's like appropriate to call out, I think she's heavy-handing it a little bit too much where it's not necessary. Yeah, like she's doing too much. Like what is a niche reference to a 13-year-old? Like just like saying a 6'7" meme, basically. I mean, like he's 20 years old. He still like tells bullshit TikTok memes like everyone else. It's literally just brain rot. Yeah, like basically.
There was a moment in between songs where he literally just randomly went, bark for me, and you hear the arena of 13, 14, 15-year-old girls start barking.
Okay.
And then
now that's brutal. That is as bad as it gets. We already saw that. That's terrible.
Immediately followed up with, yeah, I'm daddy. That.
Dude, no. Yeah, that's indefensible. That's indefensible. I don't think he means anything by it, but it's definitely not professional. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, I don't think this guy is actually like intentionally trying to be a creep. He's probably doing it unintentionally. He probably thinks like the whole bark for me and like saying daddy after like a bunch of 15-year-olds respond back to it in the crowd. He probably just views it as brain rot TikTok memes, basically. But someone like on his team or somebody like, you know, close friend of his has got to point out to him, hey, this is actually inappropriate. That is creepy, you know, even if you don't intend it on being creepy. Like a good example is me on the stream kind of right now. It's like I talk about explicit, inappropriate things on my stream. And if there happens to be under 18 people who come into my stream, then there's nothing I could do about it. You know, there's nothing that's out of my control. But I cannot interact with my audience in an inappropriate way. Like if I unironically was like knowing that there was a 14-year-old in my chat and I was saying,
bark for me,
and the whole like chat erupts, like that is inappropriate, extremely creepy, weird behavior. And I feel like that's something that even like Dream got caught up into, like the Dream fan bases where they were being too like, you know, parasocial and close to their audience. Like Dream was calling his fan base like little kittens that he would like to pet. Like, bro, what do you mean by that? What do you mean? Why would you say that? Okay guys, you're getting banned. Okay, anybody saying bark or woof is getting banned. What the fuck is wrong with you?
But seeing the aftermath on TikTok and seeing it be like, he's the hottest. You guys need better role models. You guys need better sex symbols. I'm so sorry. Slender Man, we're picking him. We're picking the weird dancing dude.
Yeah, so okay, there's a lot of things she says that is unnecessary too, and like way too over the top and performative from her. Like, and now she's like saying Slender Man. Like, this is all extremely unnecessary for the main point you're trying to get across. So she's heavy-handing this criticism too much. But regardless, the main thing that people wanted Sombr to address wasn't this girl specifically, but just the overall criticism. So, and this is what he had to say.
I thought I was chronically online, but it's just come to my attention that there's a TikTok drama going around because a 25-year-old attended my concert and was basically complaining that there were too many tweens there. I was making too many brain rot jokes, and she just thought it was a cringe concert.
Okay, well, out the gates, I think he's leaving out intentionally like the most important critique about all of this. It wasn't that it was just brain rot and cringe. I agree that she probably shouldn't have muddied the water with, you know, irrelevant things with, you know, extremely relevant, inappropriate behavior, but he conveniently leaves out the core of the criticism here.
And also she was body shaming me, and it's kind of started a massive body shaming hate train directed towards me on a lot of videos of me on the internet right now, which is, I totally respect people having opinions, but I am a 20-year-old artist, freshly 20.
Freshly 20? What does that mean? Freshly 20? Okay, already kind of like weird that he's infantilizing himself being a 20-year-old. Just kind of weird language. He's actually the victim if you think about it. Yeah, I don't know why he would say that.
If you're 25 years old and you're going to come to my concert and not expect people younger than you to be there when I, the artist, am 5 years younger than you, it's just a skill issue. I mean...
Okay, the core issue that this person has here isn't that there's just a bunch of teenagers in the audience. The main thing is that there was the teenagers that you were telling them to bark for you, and then you were saying, yeah, I'm daddy right after.
Do not be afraid to shake your ass! I said do not be afraid to shake your ass! I said do not be afraid to shake your ass!
Now that one was funny at first, but now in context it's weird. The problem is that he's acknowledging that he like knows that there's like 14 and 15-year-olds and 13-year-olds in his audience, and yet he's like still, you know, engaging with them in this way. Like he's saying this to his audience. It's like, yeah, again, it's one thing if he just wants to talk about inappropriate things, but he's literally saying it to the people that he knows are minors in the audience. He says it 3 times in a row. He really wanted those asses shaking. It seems so. He needs 18 plus shows to say this. Yeah, I think that's fair. I got into his music 1 week ago and he already told his teens to twerk. What the fuck? I hate my life. Oh yeah, and there's this another clip, like multiple angles, multiple times him asking his audience to bark.
Whatever, Nashville. Okay, I don't. Everyone bark for me, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like that. Sexy.
Every age, sex, sexuality, gender, race, everyone is welcome at my concert, and I mean everyone. You guys need to find problematic people to hate.
So this is an interesting comment he's saying right now, which is weird. Within this context, to double down and say, everyone of all ages is welcome to my concerts where I ask my audience to bark for me. That's just creepy. That's creepy and inappropriate. And, you know, he's got to have a good friend or someone on his team to tell him, hey man, I know it's probably not your intention, but this comes across as really weird. Because it's not that deep. He's not getting off to barking. Guys, okay, do you know what I'm saying? Yes, dude, I keep saying this. Yes, I don't think he's literally trying to groom his fans, but you can still be creepy unintentionally and do creepy things and inappropriate things with underage people unintentionally.
I'm just gonna give a quick tutorial. Also, I just remembered that
Dude, quick tutorial to touch grass? Yes, bro, true. Okay, true. See, and this is the problem, because it feels like you're just deflecting, you know, genuine problems people have with what you're doing by just being like, just touch grass, bro. All of that and didn't even mention the barking? Yeah, not at all.
Everyone bark for me, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like that.
Yeah, that was his response, and people were not happy. What was this tweet? Asking little girls to bark and call you daddy should get you put on at least 4 lists. I'm freshly 20, knows his fans are tweens/minors, grabs his crotch and tells them to bark for him, calls himself daddy, claims 25 is too old to understand his shows, goes on to say his shows are for all ages. Yeah. I don't understand why Sombr gets shit on when Sabrina does the same thing. Like, just because she doesn't have as many minors doesn't make it any more okay. Like, why does Sabrina get a pass? No, Sabrina doesn't get a pass at all. I've defended her on, you know, previous things that were stupid. Like, in general, people being mad that she's sexual in general in her art. She can be as sexual as she wants. But the problem with Sabrina Carpenter from the clips that I've seen is that she sometimes engages with minors in the audience in a weird kind of like sexual tone, which is the most irresponsible thing that she does. So this was Sabrina accidentally picks a 12-year-old for the under arrest for being hot part. So basically, like before, I think it's Juno at every one of her concerts, she arrests someone for being too hot. And initially, she was trying to arrest someone else. I think it was her opener for this concert. But there was 2 like 12-year-olds who then like came up and like said like they wanted to be picked. And for some reason, she kept on going with it instead of, you know, saying, hey, you know, I appreciate, I hope you are having a good time, but I can't have you for this specific part of the show. Instead, she just went on and continued with it.
Penny! And then next to you is Anna Ray. You're the first Penny I've ever met. You know that? You're
Yeah,
so
like
cute.
they're obviously children. Yeah, and she knows that.
I don't know what's happening to me right now because both of you, this feels so weird. This feels so weird. It's like double trouble, and now my clothes are falling off because I'm really overwhelmed by my feelings for both of you. Do you mind if I hit you guys some handcuffs to yourselves together?
And then she hands them the handcuffs after saying I'm overwhelmed by my feelings with both of you. Like, dude, you just have to move on at that point. Like why? Why would you still continue with it? And that's the whole thing, is like handcuffing, you know, someone for being too hot. Like usually she is like, I think, you know, it all planned out to be one of her friends in a lot of cases, where she handcuffs, you know, another like celebrity for being too hot to start it off. But she hands these 12-year-olds to handcuff each other? Come on, man. Again, it's very safe to say, and there's no proof to show that like she's creepy with kids or as if she's actually trying to do anything like, you know, inappropriate with kids similar to Sombr. But there is just a lack of responsible boundaries going on here that is 100% worth calling out. We gotta stop letting kids into shows, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, that might be fair. Specifically for a show like this for Sabrina Carpenter, that's probably a fair critique. I would agree with, even though a lot of her fans are underage. You know, you can't really help them from listening to the music in their own free time. That's the parents' responsibility. But actually, the shows if the shows is doing some inappropriate behavior, I think you should probably make that 18 plus. Yeah, but also true. Yeah, where are the parents? Parents need to stop bringing their kids to adult spaces. That is also very true as well. Like, I mean, this is, you know, a very known thing about Sabrina Carpenter and her shows at this point. I don't know why they would do that. You know, this is just a valid thing. This is just a valid thing to call out. And, you know, people have got to understand responsible boundaries with inappropriate people at their shows. Or else, you know, you catch yourself into, what was that one girl? Colleen Ballinger situation. It's nothing that Sombr can't, you know, improve on or move past. Again, he's 20 years old. This is not like, should not be career-ending stuff. It's just at the most inappropriate behavior at his concerts that he should probably
TikTok drama.
That he should probably change. All right, though, I appreciate everybody watching this video. If you enjoyed, there's plenty of other videos like this. If you want to see more exactly like this, like if you liked, subscribe if you want to. Thanks for the Patreon viewers, enjoyers, for helping out the channel. If you want to shout out at the end of these videos, you could join, as well as access to an exclusive Discord channel, which gets you call-ins for tiers 2 and 3 when I take call-ins on stream. So yeah, thank you very much, and that's the YouTube segment.